Spiritual Biz Magazine presents Dear Deziree, intuitive direction for your spiritual business. Send your questions to deardesiree@spiritualbizmagazine.com.
Hi, here's our next question. I'm feeling a bit stuck and it's holding me back from actively starting a spiritual business. I read tarot cards and sometimes just know and feel things. I'm also busy learning Reiki, although I'm not sure that this is the right healing practice for me. Some guidance from Spirit about my spiritual life purpose would be much appreciated. Well, thank you for the question. The first thing that I'm getting is that I wouldn't worry about opening a business right now. I don't feel like now is the time. I do feel as though the blocks that you are talking about, as far as being stuck, are starting to lift. I feel like the blocks are going to be lifting here in the future. I feel the lightness coming from that. So I'm feeling confident that some of the things that are holding you back are going to start to be lifted. I feel as these blocks are lifted, you're going to be a little bit busier with your tarot readings, and I feel that it's going to build your confidence. Because right now I feel like your confidence is not really where it needs to be, and I think that has to do with some of the blocks that are going on around you. But I feel like you need to believe in yourself and your abilities more, because I feel that you're very good at the tarot card readings, and I think that's a really strong point for you. So I think for you right now, it is to get yourself out there and to start to practice. Read as many people as you can. I feel like that you're actually at some point going to be teaching. I keep getting that you are going to be teaching tarot card reading. So I don't know if that's going to actually be in a business or you're going to be doing it at a possible metaphysical center or store. But I do feel that you will be teaching tarot cards readings. I feel that's a really strong point for you. The Reiki, I'm not feeling that for you. And I'm feeling that's something that you're probably not going to really go further with. So I wouldn't really worry about that too much right now. The biggest thing with all of this is to trust your intuition. And your gut will tell you, it always will tell you where you're at. So when you're starting to feel unsure or you have a lot of fear about, your next step, try to sit quietly with yourself and to really go inward and see where that block is and where you're feeling it. You really got to focus on that and try to work on what's blocking you, because that's where the fear is coming from. What chakra is it sitting in? And if you're not sure about what chakras are, then I suggest you look up what chakras are and read about them. Because depending on where you're feeling it in your body, that's usually, some type of indication of something that you have to work on. So I suggest reading about them and understanding, what traumas and fears and, what things sit in the lower chakras. Because as you start to clean them out and get lighter, you start to elevate your vibration. And that's definitely what you want to do to be working and helping people and teaching. So I feel like for you right now, to stick with the tarot cards, don't worry so much about the Reiki, but keep doing what you're doing, because it's definitely a strong point from you. And I feel like you're on the right path, but I also feel like you have some work to do as far as your healing yourself. I feel like some of the blocks, that you were talking about that you feel stuck is because of your fear or your lack of confidence within yourself about what you're doing in this path. So I feel like you need to get stronger in your convictions in what you're doing and who you are, and start to let some of the blocks and the layers of what's holding you back. You need to start letting those go. So I feel like you've got a little bit of work to do here on yourself. And as these blocks are lifted, you'll definitely be feeling better and more confident in who you are and what your abilities are. So again, as I tell everybody, to really tap into Spirit and start to ask Spirit to guide you and to pay attention to the signs. That's where I get all my answer from. I follow the energy now, and I ask for signs. When I'm not feeling right, I sit in it and I step away and I kind of look at everything around me, and I ask Spirit to guide me, and I sit still till I get an answer. So intuitively, we all have the ability to know what our next step is. It's just that we get so busy sometimes in our lives that we don't listen. We can't hear it from all the jumbled noise and all the outside distractions. So I'm feeling for you that sometimes you really just need to sit down with yourself quietly and tap into your higher self to see what's going on, because you'll find a lot of answers there about where you're at. But I feel like you got a lot going on around you, and you need to kind of quiet that stuff down so you can actually hear yourself think. So I hope that helps, and please keep me posted on how you're doing. If you have any other questions, please send them in. Thank you.
You've been listening to Dear Deziree on Spiritual Biz Magazine. Intuitive direction for your spiritual business. Send your questions to Dear Deziree at spiritualbizmagazine.com.